Hey, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, the Michael Jordan, the game, and also the Rebel of YouTube Underground. And I'm back with yet another commentary. First thing I want to say, if anybody came over from the podcast, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Also, if you came from my streams, you know I'll be live streaming now. You know, the whole Illuminati podcast crew, we be over there streaming. And you know, we got some homeboys that be joining us, you know, Ethos and because I'm black. They be joining us in the streams. But if you subscribe for me to those, well, I missed this dude. You know, I don't know how I missed, but I did. Thanks for subscribing. Anyway, man, today I want to talk about something we talked about in the podcast, and people was going nuts about it. They were like angry. I got like a whole bunch of people calling me stupid, which is pretty much how it goes all the time anyway. I mean, that's nothing different. But we were talking about the what was it called? The PlayStation Now. Now, going into this, I already knew what was going to happen because PlayStation has some huge fanboys. So, you say anything about PlayStation, you're going to get destroyed. So, we went in and we knew it was a streaming service and everything like that. But, you know, a lot of people was comparing it to backwards compatible. But we know it's not, you know, the answer to backwards compatibility. But we were still just stating in the podcast that, yo, we mad that we gotta do the streaming service instead of just making our games be backwards compatible. Like, why can't it be that way? So I had some guys coming over, and he got duped on so bad though. But I had a couple guys send me some messages on the podcast, you know, some angry messages, and they explained so-called the reason why. I'm still not too sure about the excuses I was given, and I was saying, because I actually did some research on it. I'm still not too sure about it. I guess it could be plausible, but I'm not sure. So the thing people were telling me was, you know, the PlayStation is built on a different architect, and you know, I'm doing what Job Trigger would say. I'm doing the quote fingers on architecture. So, you know, the PlayStation 3 used the whole 6-cell core thing or whatever, and the PlayStation 4 doesn't use that same processing power or processor architecture. So, with that being said, they're saying that it will not be able to emulate the, you know, the PS3 games because it's not using that same processor. But then I'm looking at it like, well, you know, you can get let's take it for example. Okay, I bought Call of Duty on my old dual-core Intel processor. Actually, it was an AMD. My old my old AMD dual-core processor back in 2005. Okay, so I was running Call of Duty on that. Mind you, Call of Duty came out 2003. I can run that same Call of Duty, but I have to put it in compatibility mode. I can run that on my same PC that I have now, which I bought last year or 2 years ago, one of those two. And I can run it on that. And those processors are different architectures. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm able to do that. And I didn't pay extra. I mean, they're saying you have to pay extra if PlayStation was doing it. I ain't had to pay extra. Get duped on. I didn't have to pay extra, so I don't know. But anyway, man, the PlayStation Now service is actually like a Netflix kind of service. Pretty much think of it as Sega channel. That's what it is. It's pretty much Sega channel that we had back in the 90s, where you could, you know, get the cable channel for Sega, and they pretty much kind of stream the games through the cable channel or whatever, and you could play the games as long as you had the weird box and stuff they had set up for it, and plug your controllers into it, and you were ready. It's kind of like that and that on live thing. But there was a similarity with both of those systems. They both failed. It didn't last long. And I can see this with PlayStation Now, because the main problem I was seeing, looking at people who were actually talking about it, like there were forums and things discussing it, and you know, the articles and things like that, it might work for a lot of us in the US, but then there's people in other countries whose cable companies still run narrow bands instead of broadband. So they're still running narrow band over there, and a lot of them are even struggling just to get 4 megabytes, because you have to have 5 megabytes to stream these games. A lot of these different countries are even struggling just to get 4 megs off their internet, off the ones that have broadband. So that's going to be an issue, and I know some people in the US that have the same issue, man. Like, their connections just aren't strong enough. And when you think about it, even if your connection is strong enough, let's say you get 5 or 6 megs, let's say you get a disruption in your connection, then you're going to be lagging all over the place. It's going to be a problem. Or too many people hop on your bandwidth, you're going to be lagging. And it's not going to be too great of a system, and plus you got to pay for it. I really still see it as a way that Sony can get more money out you. Just let us play our old games in the future. If consoles keep going, if there's another console come out, man, just let us play our PlayStation 4s on the PlayStation 5, our Xbox One games on the Xbox 2, or whatever they call it, the Zero. Just let us run it on there, man. But let me know how you guys feel in the comment section. How do you feel about this PlayStation Now service? But this is your boy Tick, and I know a lot of y'all won't like it because y'all some Sony fanboys. But I'm gonna be gone.